I did not want to film today, and I just want to be super honest. Honestly, now that I started talking, I'm already happy that I did it, but I was tired all day long. I don't like the way my hair looks today, I don't like the way my makeup looks today, and I did not have it in me. I still wanted to come on here and film, because normally when I start filming, I already feel way better, and afterwards I'm just so glad that I got it done. And please don't get me wrong, I love making videos for you guys, I love answering your questions. It's just one of those days, and I wanted to be honest about it because I know that there are so many of you guys who ask me questions all the time and who look up to me and who look up to the fact that I'm fully recovered. And while I love that this is inspirational for you all because it shows that deep down you want to get there too, it shows that you want to live a recovered life, I also want to be upfront. I didn't want to recover for the longest time. I didn't even want to recover when I started recovery, and I know it sounds controversial. I know that I say a lot that it is a decision that you need to make, and it is. I'm not making that up, but I still had a lot of doubts. I still had a lot of stuff in me that didn't want to recover, and I feel like I want to be honest about that because sometimes when people watch recovery content, it comes off like, oh, I was so fed up by my eating disorder, so I just made the decision, and now I live a perfect life, and I'm super fulfilled. And well, yes, you will most probably be more fulfilled once you recover. That doesn't mean that you won't have any other problems. Recovering doesn't mean that your life will be perfect. Recovery doesn't mean that you won't have other problems. But it still allows you to kind of choose your problems a little bit more. It allows you to have the power and the energy to focus on problems. And to be completely honest with you guys, I had times where I thought, well, to be honest, right now it would feel easier to overfixate on food and movement again and to overfixate on my body again than to deal with this big problem that I have in life right now. And of course, I would never ever go back. That's not even an option. And I'm very, very, very grateful and happy for where I'm at now, for being recovered, for not having to do that anymore. But yet I understand why it sometimes felt easier in the past to do that. And a lot of people also think that you need to have this big motivation to recover. You need to have this big life dream, or you need to do it for your personal relationships. You need to do it in order to travel or whatever you want to do. And while yes, that can be super helpful, I actually work with a lot of people who don't really have that one big motivation right now, or who don't even know what they would want to recover for. And that is okay. I want to be so upfront with this, and I want to be so clear about it because sometimes the eating disorder just turns it around, and we all know that the eating disorder will find many, many reasons anyway as to why you should not choose recovery. But especially if you are someone who doesn't have a big life dream or who doesn't have like a list of 10 motivators. Again, there's nothing wrong with having that, and that is great, but a lot of people also don't. And I think the whole recovery content world sometimes makes it seem like you have to have these big life wishes, or it can be great, and I know that I'm guilty of that too, showing my life now, showing the happiness, showing the freedom. And yes, to me that is a very big part because in contrast to my eating disorder, I am able to enjoy that way more now. But that doesn't mean that everyone's life has to look like my life, and it also doesn't mean that once you recover, everything will just be perfectly fine and you won't have any issues anymore. Oftentimes, the first step is really to just get started. Of course, it can be super helpful to have some kind of action plan or to have something to work forward to, but at the same time, getting started oftentimes is the first step. And oftentimes what happens is that you get started and then all of a sudden the mountain seems to grow and grow and grow. First you think, oh, I'm just gonna have to work on my eating, I'm just gonna have to eat a little bit more and to move a little bit less. And then once you get started, you're gonna notice how much more is attached to that. For some people, it's like really OCD-ish behaviors. For some people, it's a lot of beliefs. For some people, it's their whole routine, the whole way their life and their everyday looks like. And whatever it is, it's okay. Nobody needs you to do anything perfect. Nobody needs you to work on every single thing right away. The key is to get started. And the key is to put one step in front of another. That is all you need to do. I hope this relatively short video today helped you guys to understand that sometimes recovery looks way more perfect on paper or even on the internet than it is in real life. That doesn't mean that recovery is not worth it, because I definitely still am the person that tells you recovery is so worth it, and I mean it. But it's not always easy, it's not always perfect, and it's also not always the blissful healing journey you see online. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Let me know in the comments if that resonated with you, what you think, and as always, if you have any other questions. And I will see you in the next one.